Welcome to the Book Bros podcast. I'm Andrew.
I'm Hayden.
I'm Nathan.
And today we're here talking about our book, I'm Glad My Mom Died.
By Jenna McCurdy.
So I just want to start out by saying how important this book was. I mean, it talks about a lot of important topics about eating disorders and addiction and the price that comes with fame, which I think is something that people don't really address as much. And I think it's a really important book just to, for society as a whole.
I feel like it also touched a lot upon how strong a familial relationship can be and how much power that can hold over someone.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like if you have a good relationship with your family, you can definitely get to a higher echelon. The way that Jeanette connected with her mother, it wasn't good, but the way that her mother encouraged her to succeed while it was toxic, she did end up getting her to a much better place in life in general, but the fact that the way that she did it, it wasn't ideal.
I mean, I feel like even with that better place in life, she gave her a lot of those fundamental problems she still struggles with. When it comes down to it, she had an addiction. She faced abuse from her mother her whole life. She had an eating disorder. She reached that level of fame, but I feel like the cost was a lot worse.
Right, and I think another form of abuse that she went through is being so sheltered when she grew up, because she didn't have a phone, she didn't have any social medias. She was raised a Mormon, but it was more her mom that kept her so sheltered in life. And so when she began working on iCarly and began going on her own, she was taken advantage of a lot just because she didn't have those experiences as a kid. She didn't learn what was right and wrong. So I think that also could be a large form of the abuse we see in the book.
Yeah. So what did you guys think of that mother-daughter relationship? Because I mean, when it comes down to it, we're all guys. We've never had that a mother-daughter familial bond. So how did you guys interpret that? Albeit it was toxic, but how did you read through that?
Well, I mean, personally, my thoughts on it were definitely more of, I mean, you can see that in almost any abusive familial relationship. I saw, I mean, obviously there was the whole living vicariously through someone, which is just a huge part of it. I mean, I've seen that in a couple of relationships in my life, and it never goes well. But I can't really see anything specific there to the mother-daughter relationship personally, because I mean, again, I haven't lived it.
Yeah, and I feel like it was skewed too in that aspect, but I feel with that mother-daughter relationship, it really I don't know, it kind of drove her mother to live through her, because she saw her daughter as the second chance to be what she wanted to be.
Yeah, that's messed up.
I do think it's crazy too that looking back on it, while all this was happening, she was successful. I used to watch iCarly all the time. It was a good show, and you would never consider that. You would never consider what she's going through in the moment while you're watching it. So it's kind of weird to go back and even just look at the trailer now, or look at even a brief second of the episode and think about all this stuff that's going on in her life at that time.
It's eerie. Okay, yesterday Sam and Cal was on in the living room, right?
Yeah.
And I just couldn't help but just absolutely watch through the entire episode and just see how hard Jeanette was trying to act. And it was almost painful just watching her. It was oh no, she's 100% getting abused.
Talking about that, what did you guys actually think about the book? Did you guys enjoy it, or?
I mean, I loved reading it personally. I didn't love the topics and it was horrible, but the way she just writes keeps you wanting to read, and she puts it in such a way that you wouldn't expect that those negative topics to be written about how she does.
She definitely does have a sense of humor about her, even despite all the things that happened, and honestly that's pretty respectable given her situation. It kind of just proves how much she's moved on from it, but she's still present in it. That's still her past.
Yeah, 100%. All right, thank you guys. This has been the Book Bros podcast, and we'll see you guys next time.